competitive edge often boils over in ways that stir up debate. The recent incident between DiJonai Carrington and Caitlin Clark has the basketball world buzzing for all the wrong reasons. A forceful and deliberate foul committed by Carrington on Clark has sparked a wave of criticism, and now some experts are calling for Carrington to be banned from the league altogether. While tensions on the court are nothing new, this particular foul has drawn scrutiny not just because of its severity, but because of the players involved and the implications it may have for the WNBA moving forward. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Carried away. No, this one had an edge. In the midst of what was already a heated game, Carrington's body language made it clear that this was personal. As Clark was driving to the hoop with her usual finesse, Carrington stepped in with what could only be described as a calculated move. The foul was hard, too hard, and left no room for misinterpretation. It wasn't just about stopping Clark from scoring. It felt like a message. Caitlin Clark, already a fan favorite and rising star in women's basketball, found herself at the center of this controversy almost by default. Her ability to dazzle with long-range shooting and quick footwork has made her a highlight reel staple. She plays with a certain charisma that captivates fans and opponents alike. So when she hit the floor after Carrington's foul, jaws dropped across the stadium. It wasn't just Clark's fall that got everyone's attention. It was the intent behind Carrington's move. It's one thing to defend hard. It's another to take someone out of the play entirely. And that's exactly what many people saw in Carrington's actions. Carrington, to her credit, has never been one to shy away from aggressive play. Known for her toughness and ability to disrupt opponents, she's the kind of player you love to have on your team and hate to play against. Her defense is relentless, her energy contagious, and she's earned a reputation for being someone who can rattle even the best players. But in this instance, her aggression crossed a line, at least in the eyes of many. The way she approached Clark wasn't just physical. It was borderline confrontational. There was a distinct lack of sportsmanship that, to some, warranted more than just a whistle and a free throw. It's no wonder that some analysts are now calling for harsher consequences. The call for a ban on Carrington may seem extreme, but it reflects a broader conversation in sports about how far is too far. Physicality is a given, especially in basketball, where elbows fly and bodies clash in the pursuit of victory. But there's an unspoken code of conduct, a line that, when crossed, turns a game into something uglier. Carrington's foul on Clark wasn't just about stopping a play. It was seen by many as an attack on the integrity of the game. A ban would send a message, not just to Carrington, but to the entire league, that this kind of behavior isn't tolerated. Yet, others argue that banning her would be an overreaction. After all, emotions run high in sports and everyone, at some point, makes a bad call. Interestingly, Carrington's persona off the court stands in stark contrast to her ferocity on it. She's charismatic, often showing a softer side through social media, where fans get to see glimpses of her life beyond basketball. She's active in her community and, by most accounts, is deeply respected by her teammates. It's a Jekyll and Hyde scenario. On one hand, you have this community-oriented athlete, and on the other, a fierce competitor who doesn't mind mixing it up. But incidents like this highlight the duality literally and figuratively. After the foul, she quickly regained her composure, brushing it off as if it were just another play. That's part of her charm. No matter how hard the hit, Clark stays focused, eyes always on the next possession, the next opportunity to make her mark on the game. For the WNBA, this incident has created a dilemma. The league has been working tirelessly to grow its audience, elevate its players, and increase its visibility. It's a league that's constantly in the spotlight, with every decision scrutinized by fans and media alike. A ban for Carrington would be a bold statement, but it could also alienate some fans who appreciate the physicality of the sport. On the other hand, not taking action could send the message that intentional fouls like this are part of the game, and that's a slippery slope. There's no easy answer, which is why the debate around this incident has been so heated. It's also worth considering what a ban might mean for Carrington's career. At 26, she's still in the prime of her athletic life, and a ban, temporary or otherwise, could disrupt the trajectory she's on. Carrington has worked hard to carve out her place in the league, and a punishment this severe might set her back in ways that go beyond just missing games. There's also the matter of how her teammates and coaches would respond. Carrington is a key part of her team's defensive identity, and losing her could impact their season. Then again, some might argue that the consequences of her actions need to be felt, both by her and the team. The ripple effects of this incident are likely to be felt long after the final whistle blows. For Clark, it's another chapter in her already impressive basketball journey, a reminder that she's not just playing for points, but for her legacy. For Carrington, it's a crossroads moment. Does she continue to play with the same aggressive edge, or does she pull back, aware now of the potential consequences? And for the WNBA, it's a chance to set a precedent, to decide what kind of league it wants to be. The tension between allowing passionate physical play and ensuring the safety and fairness of the game will be tested in whatever decision the league makes. For now, though, the focus remains on that moment when Carrington's foul brought everything to a standstill. It was a moment where the intensity of the sport bubbled over, leaving fans, players, and experts to debate not just what happened, but why. Was it a loss of control, a burst of emotion in a high-stakes game, or was it a calculated move, the kind of foul designed to send a message? Whatever the motivation, the fallout from this play will be felt for some time, and the calls for Carrington's suspension underscore just how seriously the basketball community is taking it. In the end, sports are as much about moments like these as they are about the scores and the stats. They're about the unexpected, the moments when something happens that nobody saw coming. Carrington's foul on Clark wasn't just a bad play, it was a flashpoint. And as the WNBA grapples with how to respond, fans are left wondering what kind of impact this moment will have on the future of the league. Carrington might have committed the foul, but the whole league now faces a critical decision about how to handle it. Whatever happens next, it's clear that the intensity of this game, this moment, won't soon be forgotten. At the heart of this incident is a truth that's common in all competitive sports. Emotions run high and sometimes they spill over. For Carrington, this might just be a wake-up call, a reminder that while the game demands everything from its players, there are still boundaries that can't be crossed. Clark, meanwhile, will undoubtedly keep doing what she does best, putting on a show, handling the pressure, and showing why she's one of the brightest stars in the game today. As the WNBA moves forward, this foul will serve as a reminder of the fine line between playing hard and playing fair, a balance that the league